Sup, YouTube? It's your boy Kale Sounds. You're gonna be watching The Secret War of LA Part 5. Now we're doing LA, and a little more like towards Hollywood, and Fox News is gonna show what's been going on lately, and it is crazy. Let's take a look. Here it is.
Oh!
We had a whole house. Now we have nothing.
That was our chimney where Santa comes and now it's gone.
No matter what race, what color, what creed, everybody's affected by this in LA. It's crazy.
Everything that we built here to just be gone.
Everyone has lost everything here.
I have to start all over again. I can't.
We have fire up Hastings Ranch, multiple structures involved.
Having the family is the most important thing.
A nightmare that no one can wake up from. That's what they're saying in LA. At least 11 people are dead and even more missing. A chunk of land the size of San Francisco has been destroyed. Some of the most beautiful land in the world. Parts of Pacific Palisades look like Hiroshima after the atomic bomb. Entire communities decimated. In Altadena, about a dozen homes are left in a neighborhood of 5,000 people. 3 major fires are still uncontained as crews are bracing for another weekend of the powerful Santa Ana winds. On the streets, it's turning into the wild, wild west. Looters on scooters ransacking homes. Thieves are dashing through rubble and ash with flat screens. Some of them disguised as fire officials and utility workers. The looting is so out of hand that some residents are scared to leave their burned out homes. The governor, Newsom, says looting will not be tolerated. These communities have suffered enough.
You don't care.
Well, unless they loot less than $950, then Gavin doesn't mind. One of the Winklevoss twins called out Newsom saying this, quote, "You and your party have been tolerating looting for years. You normalize this behavior and lawlessness."
Yes, resign. Please, Newsom, get out of here. The mayor, please get out of here. Make California great again, because it is hell on earth. Newsom, get out. Get out.
You are a disgrace. Resign now. It's a free-for-all in LA. Every man for themselves, literally. Yesterday, local residents had to take down a vagrant with a blowtorch.
Look at that.
They witnessed him setting fire to old Christmas trees and garbage cans. Neighbors called 911, and before the police arrived, they detained him with zip ties and a rope.
Good job.
A good old-fashioned citizen's arrest. Here's LAPD.
What we know right now is that the incident started here, and about 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, a suspect was detained over in Woodland Hills area by citizens.
So someone purposely set the Kenneth fire?
At this time, that's what we believe, yes.
Do you know how or why they did that?
That I don't know.
Is this a crime scene right now?
Yes.
So everything's closed off?
It's being investigated as a crime.
Police brought him down to the station and a few hours later released him back onto the streets.
What? They released him from starting that huge fire, the Kenneth fire? They released that dude? Come on, bro. But yet, if somebody steals something at Walmart or Target, they'd be in jail for a long time. That's crazy.
They said there was no probable cause to charge him with arson, even though there was a half a dozen witnesses who saw him setting things on fire and the guy to blowtorch on him when they arrested him. That's not probable cause. So what was he doing with the blowtorch? Lighting a blunt? If this wasn't a homeless guy, I'm not sure, because homeless accounted for over half of the fires in LA. Based on that statistic, there's a strong...
See, it wouldn't be homelessness if it wasn't for Newsom. And probably wouldn't have all those fires going on if Newsom did his job.
Probability that a homeless guy burned the city down. But we're waiting for the investigation to play out. Homes have been completely toasted, and some people say it feels intentional. Here's Mel Gibson.
Yep. Not just Fox News or Mel. Everybody from different YouTubers online. If you go online, everybody's been saying that. It's feel like somebody's starting this on purpose. I've been saying that. It's crazy. Because we've been... From Sacramento, we had a lot of fires. And a lot of fires don't start like this. And it takes a long time to tame them down. They don't go rampant like this and San Francisco size of stuff destroyed. That's crazy, man.
It's very sad, and there were many things, gone in the blaze that, I've thought about since. I thought, oh damn, that's too bad. But works of art, photographs, rare books, old books. Some as old as 1600. It's like crazy.
Irreplaceable.
And irreplaceable stuff. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, well, is it on purpose?
All these fires should have been contained within 24 hours. It's the duty of a politician to prepare for the worst. And everyone saw this fire coming.
I talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons it freaked me out. He goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and fire's going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean and there's not a thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it.
So how well was California prepared? Last week, the reservoir in Pacific Palisades was completely empty. Crazy. There was no water. It could have been filled with 117 million gallons of water. Instead, it was dry and closed for repairs. They closed the Pacific Palisades Reservoir during the season when the Santa Ana winds blow the hardest. And now the whole town's barbecued.
Sounds like they're doing it on purpose to me.
And LA's water czar knew it. She basically watched them drain it. That's according to the Daily Mail. Janice Quiones gets paid $750,000 a year. Wonder how she got that job. Gavin Newsom also cut the fire budget by $100 million last year, and then vetoed a bill that would have given fire department more seasonal workers when they were short-staffed, like now. LA Mayor Karen Bass cut her fire department's budget too. LA couldn't even get a simple evacuation alert right. Last night, the whole county panicked.
We're just mapping out here are under mandatory evacuations. And obviously you can hear all of our phones are going off some type of alert, an evacuation warning, it looks like.
Yeah, my alert reads, This is an emergency message from the LA County Fire Department. An evacuation warning has been issued in your area.
Yeah.
This is what this looks like.
Remain vigilant of any threats and be ready to evacuate. Gather loved ones, pets, and supplies. Continue to monitor local weather news and the webpage alertla.org for more information.
Yeah, so these alerts come, based on where you are.
It looks like on my phone.
Yeah, and here we are in West LA, and we're getting an alert. We'll have to look into why.
Guess what? False alarm. No need to evacuate. The city said, sorry, it was an accident. They're going to give people heart attacks. People are leaping into their EVs and speeding out of town. Oops, never mind. Nothing has gone right. The fire chief of LA, Kristen, says the mayors failed her.
Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Over the last 3 years, been clear that the fire department needs help. We can no longer sustain where we are.
But for some reason, and I think we know why, the mayor and the governor are still getting a pass for most of the legacy press. Listen to a governor who's grappled with his share of disasters.
If Newsom was a Republican, you guys would you would have him nailed to the wall for what they're doing over there. When we had the Surfside Tower collapse, I had people from the Washington Post trying to blame me for it immediately without having any facts. That mayor of LA, if that were a Republican mayor, I could only imagine what that would do. I mean, the fires are at high risk and you try to go to Africa?
But Gavin Newsom says, none of this is my fault. The real battle we need to wage here is against the people blaming me.
We've got to deal with this misinformation. There were hurricane force winds of mis and disinformation, lies. People want to divide this country, and we're going to have to address that as well. And it breaks my heart as people are suffering and struggling.
Look at the phony people in there. Did not give a crap. Phony, phony, phony.
That we're up against those hurricane forces as well. And that's just a point of personal privilege that I share that with you because it infects real people that are out there, people I meet every single day, people the mayor's been meeting with, and they're having conversations that are not the typical conversations you'd have at this time. And you wonder where this stuff comes from. And it's very damaging as well.
This is what Democrats do. They screw up and then call their critics liars. But this time, that's hard to do when your whole city is still on fire. Nobody wants to hear politicians whine about misinformation during a crisis. People have lost their homes and everything in it, their most cherished belongings, their great-grandfather's watch, their mother's wedding ring,
ridiculous,
priceless family heirlooms. Some have no insurance. The home is all they had. And they turn on TV and the governor's complaining about his approval rating and what someone wrote in the comment section. This fire has unleashed a fury in Hollywood. Actors and actresses who would never dare attack a Democrat because it could cost them their jobs are lacing into Gavin. Here's actress Sarah Foster, quote, "We pay the highest taxes in California. Our fire hydrants were empty. Our vegetation was overgrown. Brush not cleared. Our reservoirs were emptied by our governor because tribal leaders wanted to save fish.
That's crazy.
Our fire department budget was cut by our mayor. But thank God drug addicts are getting their drug kits. LA Mayor and Gavin Newsom resign.
Get out of here. Get out of here. You got to go.
Your far-left policies have ruined our state and also our party. Even Morning Joe can't defend this. And they've defended everything, and I mean everything.
We don't know the exact causes for the complete failure of government to be able to protect these homes. I don't think we can say it's a smelt alone. We don't know what it is, but I do think it's going to be like Hurricane Katrina. I mean, the infrastructure has been slashed. It's hard to hear people say in one of the richest cities in the world that, we don't have enough water to protect people's homes.
We're witnessing the collapse of liberal society. Everything's on fire, falling apart at the same time because of stupidity, corruption, and radical priorities.
Facts.
Reservoirs are bone dry, but California Democrats are spending millions on DEI, migrants, and drug addicts. Now, Primetime tried to save California. Remember the last couple of years? Yeah. We finally threw up our hands and said, we can't save it if they don't want to be saved. After 30,000 acres have been torched and the fire's still not contained, in the capital of Sacramento, they just called an emergency session to battle Trump.
See, now they're turning to my city, Sacramento, to a dumb-ish. Even though, yes, we're the capital, but I'm saying, like, they're instead of just trying to fight these fires, they're worrying about some other ish that doesn't need to be going on. What kind of stuff are we doing in our city, man? That's crazy. What the hell is going on?
Is now the right time to have a special legislative session on allocating money to fight Trump in a way that you could already do without a special legislative session?
So I'm here to address these wildfires. This is a historic wildfire. This is a historic event. These wildfires, as I mentioned, are going to be quite possibly some of the worst wildfires and disasters in the state.
While people are trying to understand what's going on and are worried about disaster relief, worried about the ability to get homeowners insurance, your chamber gavelled into a special legislative session to prepare for Donald Trump. Again, is now the right time for that?
Shout out to that reporter, because this makes no sense what they're doing right now.
So certainly our focus right now is Speaker Ashley. At this moment, my colleagues and I, we are acting with great urgency to ensure that we're providing much needed relief.
Liberal society's gone mad. People have been institutionalized for less. California has been trying for years to destroy Western civilization. Well, this is what it looks like. They finally did it. Primetime's calling for a federal takeover of California. When a state becomes this dangerous and the government becomes this reckless, where the lives of millions of American citizens are being destroyed, their homes obliterated, their infrastructure annihilated, we can't wait for a recall election. This is an issue of national security. This is a public health emergency. We know they have public health emergency powers. Remember the pandemic? Invoke them. The elected officials in California can't be trusted. They're criminally negligent. Look at what we're seeing. This is a war scene. And if anyone thinks the people who are responsible for this catastrophe are going to somehow rebuild, you're out of your mind. If they're left in charge to rebuild LA, they're going to steal the money. Nothing's going to get rebuilt. Everyone's going to get screwed.
Yep.
This is biblical level destruction. And the city of LA is hosting the Olympics in 4 years.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
There's no way we can showcase LA to the world. A full federal takeover is needed. Invoke the Stafford Act. The state's overwhelmed. Martial law might have to be declared. Primetime praise for the poor people of LA and hope we can put out this fire before it's too late.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I can't believe it. We're going through this in 2025. It's only been 12 days in, and this world has, well, not world, America has been gone to crazy town. This is nuts. I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's crazy. But, you know, my name is Kale Sounds. Give the video a thumbs up, comment, share this on all social media platforms. Comment down below what you like. If you haven't subscribed, of the 90%, 80% people haven't subscribed, subscribe now. Let's get this YouTube page on the front cover of the YouTube recommendation, you know, all that stuff, whatever they do. Just give me the front page. And I hope you like what I've been doing so far in 2025. It's only been 12 days in. I'm going to put in the work every day. I got to figure out a schedule, you know, all that good stuff. But till then, this is part 5. My name is KL Sound. Peace.